Hello everyone. In this session, we will discuss about budgeting, monitoring, and user access. Last in last session, we discussed about the cloud project simulations and also about the exam certification roadmap. So now let's come on the budgeting part, monitoring part, and user access parts. So regarding budgeting is the process of planning and allocating financial resources to a specific department, project, and services. It helps the organization to control cost and ensure financial accountability. If you remember, the prime purpose to move to the cloud is to control the cost. Either it's a OPEX or it's a COPEX. Both can be controlled when we move onto the cloud. But after doing a fine control on that, we don't set up all the policies there for the cost control, then it can be more costlier than to your on-prem data center. Okay, so let's do something about the budgeting. What are the key elements? What are the key elements? Cost estimation. Every project we are going to start, we should forecast about the financial needs, like what are the infrastructure required, what can be the cost of that. Then we require the software and their license. That's also cost for us. And the personal expense like IT team that we're going to recruit to manage all that thing. So cost estimation is must before starting any project. Then resource allocation. Then is the resource allocation. Assigning fund to a departments or team based on the business priorities. We should assign the fund to departments. Like this much fund is for the dev department, this is for the prod department, this fund is for the marketing department. So in this week we can set a limit there that this much fund go for this particular department. Spending limit, defining caps to avoid the overspending on a specific service. Like we cannot spend everything on the instance. We cannot spend too much money on the storage. There should be limit, even on the database. So we should set limits there. We should set limits there. Without setting a limit, the cost can go beyond the limit. And we should do the periodic review on that, regularly revisiting and adjusting the budget based on the use and strategic shift. These are the cost, you can say budgeting key elements. Cost estimation, then proper resource allocation, then setting the limits, and then doing the periodic review. That whatever we have set here is in the limit or not. For that all thing, this periodic review is must. That what the policy we set there for everything is working properly or not. Review is must. What are the tools we have to use in case of any of the provider, either AWS or Azure or GCP? One is a cost calculator from where we can get the estimate at least. We can get the estimate with the help of cost calculator. Let's see here if we come to like this one. If we go for one thing like this, a cost calculator. Cost calculator, suppose AWS we go. Or you can go over the cost calculator of Azure also. Come to the AWS pricing calculator. Look here now. That everything you can define here. You can take the estimate from here. What should be the cost? Like we go to cost calculator. So in the cost calculator, always keep it in mind. If we are taking any service in region, cost vary. It cost vary. For in Ohio region and North Virginia region or Bombay region, we can choose anyone where we are planning to set up our infrastructure. Now come here, on which particular service you want to take the estimate. For which particular service you want to take the estimate. Like we go for the EC2 section. Now we configure here that if you are going to take something in particular region, like see here, if I'm going to take in North Virginia, then what should be the cost? I want a share, I want a dedicated instance, or I want a dedicated host. Perhaps you all know about the dedicated host, dedicated instance. We already discussed in the previous sessions. Okay, let's go for the shared instance now. Which operating system do you want? I want Windows Server, or I want SQL Server also with Windows. We want to use Red Hat, SUSE, everything you get here when you're going to do for the cost estimation. Come for the Windows Server. What can be the cost? Okay, done. How many instances do you want? I want suppose 5 instances right now. Which category do you want? I want compute optimized category. I want any other category. IDF like storage optimized or memory optimized. Everything is mentioned here. Okay. So like we go for the anyone. We can right now we are just planning. I'm saying any CPU utilization for any memory required for just estimate any interface performance. You want some performance based on the network. Now check the cost. Here also is you can check everything. Now in the saving plan, what do you want? Or you want instant saving, or you want on demand, or you are going to take spot. Now you have to choose. At the end, you can verify it. That if you are going to use your saving plan, if it's for 1 year, look here. If for 1 year, then it's a 237.29 per month with no upfront. If I do the all upfront, then cost is the total upfront will be the 2,765. If I do the partial upfront, then you can calculate. Upfront will be this, then every month you have to pay for this for regular 1 year. If I go for 3 years, now check, it become $100. As much as plan you are taking, so you can calculate the cost. Average approximate cost you can calculate from here. Now think also I told you now if I change the region, if I take same thing like in uh, anyone like Mumbai, everything change. Cost change entirely. Keep everything same and now check it. It become $101. It 2,300, 600, 3,652 for 1 year. It become little costlier. 118 per month with 1427 upfront cost. So in this way you can take the estimate from here that what will be the estimation for that particular project you are going to set up. So hope cost estimation is very much clear to you and I have shown you the cost calculator also. Then financial planning software, cost tagging and labels on the cloud resource. Tagging will help you to find out your budgeting and billing. Cost optimization hub that I am going to show you very soon. Then you can find with the help of tagging. Okay. So best thing that I have a cost calculator. Before setting up any project, to take the estimate, you can use the cost calculator there. Then come to the monitoring part. Monitoring involves tracking system performance, resource uses, and security events. Include budget consumption to ensure everything function within defined parameter. Perhaps we discussed previously also about the monitoring in our sixth module, but still revising where we can track the performance, how much resources we are using, what are the security event happening there, and about the budget consumption. Type of monitoring can be the performance monitoring, like track CPU, memory, disk, network uses. I have shown you everything in the Cloud Watch. Helps identify bottleneck and underutilized resources. Like in our auto scaling also, if we set here, either in auto scaling, we have set here minimum requirement of 3. But lastly, we realize that our load is not so much for the 3. 2 is sufficient. So what we do, we can change it. We can change it from the setting. After going there, instance management or many other option here, we can change. It says no, we want only 2, we want only 1. So we can edit it. So it means our resource is underutilizing. Why unnecessarily I'm paying the money for it? So monitoring is must. So reversing for the performance. If unnecessary storage is there, with the help of CloudWatch, we can watch how much storage is there and what unnecessary part of that we are utilizing. Second is the financial monitoring. Second is the financial monitoring. Track actual spent versus budget spent. In the beginning, we set some limits. Now we can track. Actually, we set for the $100 and we are going for $200. You can ask them why we are going so high. Get alerts for the cost anomalies, budget threshold reach. What you can do, you can set your budget also. If you go to the billing and cost management, we can set the budget here. This is my cost billing and cost management. Here you can see everything for what bill I'm getting. We click on the bill, we can check it out here. That on what particular service I'm getting this. This is my bill. It will show me everything. Like for virtual private cloud, I'm paying. I have to pay 7.73, 73 cent, 40 cents, 25 cents. Here also you can see in North Virginia region, I have some storage. For that, I have to pay 0.25 cents. For Elastic Compute Cloud EC2, that is in the Stockholm somewhere, for which I have to pay the bill. And we are talking about budgeting, financial control. Okay, so to get control on that, what we do, we can set budget here. Budget. Okay, so if you go here, home, budget, create budget or budget reports. After we create the budget reports, we have set up the budget. Now we can track it from the right now. We don't have budget here. Let's check perhaps here. No, we don't have that. So we can set the budget here. Please watch. Look here. We can create a budget. So I have shown you previously also zero spend budget or monthly budget. Suppose monthly budget, or if you are using some saving plans, if you are using some reservation plans, we can set everything here. Okay, because we don't have the reservation, or go here, give here a limit like $200. Then we can add the recipient here. Specify the email address recipient you want to notify when the threshold has exceeded. So when you add some recipient here, so actual spend reach 85%, they get first mail. When they reach near to the 100%, they again get the mail. If your forecasted spend is expected to reach 100%, they will get again intimated. And we can create the budget form. Okay, right now I cannot create the budget, so leave it. Just to show you, to demonstrate you how we can do the financial marketing and performance marketing monitoring, I have shown you with the help of CloudWatch. We can identify either the overutilized means bottleneck or underutilized resources. We can set that also. Next is security monitoring. Detect unauthorized access or unusual behavior. That everything we get in the log, or can control with the help of IAM, configuring proper security groups, configuring proper network access control list. Okay, so we can control all that thing. Next, ensure compliance with data protection policies. Next is the operational monitoring, log system health, uptime, error rate. If again and again we are getting the error in EC2, sometime not able to take the console login, not able to take the CLI login, system crash again and again, overutilized, underutilized. So we can, that is a daily basis operational monitoring. Use in the observability tools, Parametheus, Grafana, and Datadog for the operational monitoring. So best practice, set up automated alert. Like we set the automated alert previously in our last video for overutilization. In the same way I have shown you, you can set the budget here. Alerts budget means going to exceed 85% of your estimated cost. Then 100% reach. Now be careful to using your resources. Control the cost. So we can set the alert here. Review report regularly. Implement resource tagging. Tag means every time we create a resource, properly tag it. That will help you in the cost contribution. Like if we go here, it should be one option, optimization hub. Hub. Not getting here. These are the saving plans. Cost optimization hub. This is the cost optimization hub. Okay. We can enable it. Once we enable it, then it start enable cost optimization hub for this account and all member accounts. Member account means IAM user or only for this root user account. Enable. Okay, na? So you can enable it. Has been enabled. Now you can set different filters here. That can be on account, that can be your reason, that can be your, especially we use for the tag also. We right now don't give any tag to any of the resource. So especially in the tag we can identify easily that this particular machine or this particular resource belong to this particular department and for this particular work. So tagging is also a good practice to monitor everything. User access. Perhaps already this topic we have discussed many times. User access management involve controlling who can access a specific system data or service and what level of access they have. So by implementing specific IAM, identity and access management, if we are giving the permission to IAM user for the EC2, now again we can control that this IAM user can only monitor, cannot create a EC2, cannot delete a EC2. In like S3, we can give a listing permission only, cannot create or cannot delete any existing S3 there. So that we can do with the help of IAM. Let's see here. Authorization and authentication. Verify the identity for login. Authorization control what resource a user can access. That practical demonstration I have shown you during the IAM in last to last video. Then role-based access control. Assigned role like admin role is a developer or it's a viewer. Then we can attach different policy there with that roles. So each role has a predefined set of permissions. Principle of least privilege. Always, when you are assigning the permission, try to give the limited as much as possible. That is very much necessary to perform a specific job. Not like that you sign without going the what is the requirement and you sign like anybody you require only listing permission of S3 and you give him the full permission. No, that is not a good practice. So keep auditing trails or means logs. Log of user activity for compliance and troubleshooting. Any user trying to do some malicious activity there. You can track that with the help of logs. Different management assessment tools. One is the identity and access management. You are very much well known with that. Single sign-on and multi-factor authentication for enhanced security or two-way security. So whenever anybody try to log in there in the account, it should be verified by the multi-factor authentication. Even having the proper ID and password. So integrated approach, white matter for budgeting, purpose, access control, and financial planning. Risk of neglecting it. If you don't do it properly and neglect it, can be the reason overspending and resource wastage. If resource wastage automatically means overspending. For the monitoring purpose, system stability and security and performance all. If you're neglecting this, can be the outage, undetected threat, and inefficient work. So please consider this. Why we are doing this? If we don't focus on the budgeting, means overspending, resource wastage. Just monitoring we are doing for the stability that whatever the resources there, they should work perfectly, always available, reliable, and stable way, and security. So if we neglect that, naturally outage will be there. There can be undetected threat, and entire system become inefficient. Why the user access, security, and data integrity? Unauthorized change in case of security negligence. Data integrity in case result will be the data breach. That's why user access is very much important also, including budgeting and monitoring. If we take a real world example, budgeting, you can monthly budget of $10,000. Okay, set alert for it. As I've shown you the budget. Keep doing the monitoring. You can use AWS CloudWatch to track CPU spikes and log, and analytics for audit security as incidents. For user access, developer have read-only access to the production. For example, while dev have the full access there. Developer you give only read-only access, but developer have the full access there. And multi-factor authentication is enforced for all. The proper, even after having the ID and password, multi-factor authentication should be there. Clear? So this is all about that we discuss. We discuss about budgeting, we discuss about monitoring, we discuss about user access. And I have shown you everything there in the console practically. So thank you very much. See you in the next video.